All right, guys. So for 3 days, I have been working on this material so I could deliver it to the people. One thing about me is I love to learn. And when you love something, you're supposed to learn about it. Point blank, period. I love all people. The sun shines equal on all. And that's how I'm going to set this one off. This topic of interest is going to get crazy, but stay with me as I connect the dots. Only you can dictate who you are. Remember the statement, Luke 19:37, verse 22. Out of your mouth I will judge you. We're going to get to that later. So I'm not trying to be hateful. I'm trying to get you to understand. Some of y'all are literally out here eating animals, having sex, corrupting your temple with what you consume, your body and your mind, and then have the nerve to go talk about other people bad. You shouldn't be wasting your time or energy on negative topics of conversation. When you converse with someone, you are supposed to gain. The point is to grow. The only thing guaranteed in life is change. And if you're not changing for the better, you're changing for the worse. The only people who don't change are people that can't live with what they've done. You have to sit alone and deal with those demons. And if you want to talk about somebody bad, you need to look in the mirror and fix your reflection. Because perception will have you jump to conclusions that don't even exist. It was just another thought you chose to think of. Everything is rooted and grounded in a thought before it's brought into life. You can't even move without thinking about it first. Think about that. Everything you say or do, it was your choice, your decision. If it wasn't forced upon you, you need to take responsibilities for your thoughts and your actions. You can't blame no one but yourself, but you can repaint the picture you see. Once again, change is the only thing guaranteed. Now we're going to dive in some more, in case you still don't believe. You can go follow Mr. Reverend Ike. For this next quote I created came from a provisionary. If you sit still, listen and be kind, the city of heaven is what you will find. Those are what I call crazy quotes. Some might call it your mind. But y'all didn't read between the lines when MJ said, man in the mirror. You can only judge the man in the mirror, referring to Luke 19:37, verse 22. Out of your mouth I will judge you. It gets crazy how I connect the dots, but I love putting puzzles together. You are not to judge anyone outside of yourself, for God lives in them, and you cannot judge God. I'm going to move on. I've spoken on many theories of Adam in previous videos on my YouTube channel, The Hall of Crazy Ethics. Don't forget, that's crazy with the I, okay? And I hope you guys see the love in mine. All human beings come from an African woman, but before we were evolved, we were considered Homo sapiens, another word, animal. All you have to do is research human to find for yourself. It is impossible to break a rib and make a woman, and this is why. Here are some verses connecting Christian theology to building blocks. The Greek word for Adam comes from 1 Corinthians 15:52. The closest the Bible structurally gets to the word Adam is in the original Greek text. The text is in the flash, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. The connection, the original Greek word used for flash or moment is atomos, the first four letters, atom. In ancient Greek, atomos meant indivisible, something so small it could not be divided or cut any further. No, we did not come from Adam's rib. Remember the statement, in him all things hold together. Christians use this verse as a metaphor. God is the ultimate spiritual force, holding the nucleus together. Remember the word nucleus. We're going to get to that. But to connect this piece, I'm going to jump into another verse again. 1 John 4 through 13. God is love, and love lives at the core of every God. You know crazy gets crazy with it. So who is God? That is you and I, which live inside of our mind. Also where the city of heaven resides. Once again, God exists in everything. Atoms exist in the core of everything. So since we're talking about core, I'm now going to jump into the definition of nucleus. In biology, nucleus is the membrane-bound control center. In physics and chemistry, the nucleus is the extremely dense central core of an atom. Ooh, I'm atom today. General and figurative language refers to the nucleus as the central, most essential, or core of a group or organization, which other parts gather or grow. So once again, it is impossible for us to come from an atom's rib because it is so small that it cannot be cut or divided any further. If y'all are going to teach something, I will need y'all to make it make sense, okay? This is why I do not believe white lies. Now, getting back to God lives inside of you and I. The nucleus that states love lives in the core of every God should make a lot more sense to you now. How about this? You remember hearing about Christ consciousness? Well, where does that live? It lives in the core of your equilibrium, your brain, your sixth sense, your control center, your core. It doesn't matter what you call it. Just know that it's there. It's an eye. Your equilibrium is your vision, not your eyesight. Your reality is projected by your programming. Now, after hearing this, your control center should be functioning a little more fluently now. I really do love you guys. I take the time to figure these things out for myself. I learn through experience. I allow things to flow to me. I came across nucleus not on purpose. I flipped to random pages of different books, whether it be the Quran, the Bible, Hinduism, Buddhism. I go random. And when I come across a word I don't know what it is, I do some research. And boom, I start connecting the dots. Also, if you want to connect the dots for yourself, learning languages is a crucial part. to understanding all things. Remember, we are all one. We come from one source, one love, one God. But it lives inside of each and every one. Please show love to people. Stop judging people and claiming to be these so-called Christians when it's your book that tells you you're not allowed to do that. But it's apparent that a lot of people don't read books. I love you guys. Tap in with me. Peace.